Okay, boys and girls, let's take a look at method number 2 of graphing a quadratic function. And here we're going to use the vertex formula because it will give us an axis of symmetry. Now, it's important to take account what is the A. Remember, the A is the first term, B is the second term, and C is the third term. So using the A and the B, we're able to find the x coordinate that will give us our vertex. So x is going to be negative b, which is negative 2, because we have positive 2. So negative 2 over 2 times, what's our a? Well, if we just have x squared, it's going to be 1. So negative 2 times 2 is going to give us negative 2 over 2, which gives us negative 1. All right, so now we know that somewhere around here, we're going to have an axis of symmetry, but where in the y coordinate? We already know that it's going to be negative 1, so we can do what we have been doing in the previous video of inputting our negative 1 and our negative 1. So when we do this, we should get negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 minus 3. So that's 1 times 1, that's 1. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 minus 3. So 1 minus 2 minus 3 should give us a result of negative 4. So now we know exactly where our vertex is. Negative 1, negative 4. Let's put a little dot on that right here. Negative 1, negative 4. Remember that this is the axis of symmetry. So whatever happens on the right will happen on the left. Let's take into account that by making another table and finding where the other points are. So if we know that we have negative 1, comma, negative 4 as our vertex, we clearly know that we can now try to put a 0 into the x. Let's see what happens when we put a 0 in there. So we're going to do 0 times 0 and 2 times 0. So that's going to be 0 times 0, 0, plus 2 times 0, 0, minus 3. So clearly we know that our y-intercept is at negative 3. And here's the beautiful thing. If that's the vertex, we already know that negative 2, because it's on the other side of the vertex, also has to be negative 3. So we can draw another dot right there. Now if we know that, let's see what happens when we put in, let's just say 1 into the equation. Now let's input something new. Let's put 1 into our quadratic function. 1 times 1, 1. 2 times 1, 2, minus 3. Well, what do you know? That's going to give us 0. So we now know that 1, comma 0 is another point right here. And if that's 1, comma 0, we therefore know that negative 3 is also going to be. Remember, everyone? It's an axis of symmetry right here. Whatever happens on the left will also happen on the right, and vice versa. So let's just test that idea one last time by putting in there 2. If I put 2 into the quadratic function, let's see what we get. If I put 2 times 2, it's going to give me 4. 2 times 2, well, 2x, that's 2 times 2, that's going to give me another 4. And that's going to be minus 3. So 4 plus 4 is minus 3 is going to give me 5. 2, comma, 5 right here. And if that's 2, 5, 1, 2, 3 squares away from the axis of symmetry. So 1, 2, 3. We also know that -4, 5. Remember, everyone, whatever happens on one side of the vertex will happen on the other side. That's what makes it a parabola. So there we have it. And there we have it. So now we know that this is how our parabola looks with 7 points accounted for. F of x was x squared plus 2x minus 3. Let me know which method you like more, but I personally like the vertex formula because it just helps us knowing where the minimum or the maximum is. Always available to you guys if you need any help. Have a good day.